Hi everyone, welcome to A Godly Home. Today's video is going to be me planting my rose bushes, and I'll show you an update on those Home Depot tomato plants that I had gotten for free that looked kind of questionable when I got them. Now my rose bushes are from Jacob, one from Jacob, one from Corey, and one from my subscriber, Becky, which if you've been with the channel for a while, you guys know Becky. She's one of my first subscribers, a dear friend and like family to me at this point. So these are super special. They arrived about a week ago, but I felt like they had probably been stressed from the shipment and the delivery and coming from out of state. I just left them in their pots outside for a week so that they could kind of get transitioned to our main weather before I stress them again, shoving them into the ground. So I think they're good. I think they're ready. I wanted to plant one of them in a certain space in my yard, and then when I went out to look, I realized my husband had brought home all of this reject lumber from the mill and had piled it right up over that area. Is way too much for me to move right now. And then I realized a bunch of trees had grown in that area, and I'd have to get in there with a chainsaw and cut all of that out. And I can't do that right now. Okay, so starting with gathering my supplies, here are some fence pieces that I picked up at the dump. They're all odds and ends and they're kind of bent, but I'll make them work so I could put those around the roses to make sure nobody accidentally mows over the roses. And it just started to rain, but we're going to push through, hopefully, and get this done anyways. This one is a heirloom, and this one's from Jacob, and it's not opened. There's no open blossoms yet, but it's budded, and it's a rugosa, Rugosa. I'll show a picture of what it's going to look like when it's opened. Then this one, the middle one, is from Becky, and it is a double knockout rose. Very pretty. And then this one over here is from Corey, and it is a Oh So Easy Lemon Zest landscape rose. Okay, and that one's got a blossom opened. All right, let me show you the tomato plants. I had to get way back so you guys could see them. Okay, I gave the early girl to Marissa after I got that potted. This is the Cherokee Purple. This one is not blossomed yet, but it's got some good height and strength to it now. This one right here is the biggest out of them. This one's setting on the table. It's as tall as I am. This one is all blossomed, and I'm just going to pollinate. That's what I've been doing where I'm running so late to make sure everything gets pollinated. It's got a few tiny tomatoes started right there. And this one is the Napa grape. It looks fantastic. And this one is the next largest one. And this is a Sweet 100. Pollinating that blossom right there. Pollinating this blossom. Okay, that looks good. And I've had to stake the two largest ones already. Okay, here's the Better Boy Plus. It's got some blossoms on it right there that aren't fully open yet, and some more started up in here. That looks strong and nice. And then this is our other Sweet 100, and it looks like this needs to be staked. So it's got one tomato on it, all kinds of blossoms here that I'm just pollinating. Free was fine. It all worked out good in the end. Okay, over here, Jacob's got an antique lawnmower and that compost pile. I need to shovel that out of the way and pull his mower out of there, and then I should be good to go. Dixie's lawnmower that he was restoring as a teenager. I think he drove it out in there and forgot about it. So what I read about the rose bushes is you don't want to dig a hole that like goes into a V. You want to make it pretty wide at the bottom. Gosh, I may not be able to start that class. Here we go. I'm hitting rock. I'll keep poking around until I can find the right spot. Okay, I got the top layer off. There's a lot of roots and rocks here. So I'm definitely going to be a while. It's not going to be an easy dig. Oh, just big enough. Oh, what a job. I'm going to put this whole can right over that. Wow, it's like cooler temperatures today, but 90-some% humidity. Oh, I'm soaked through already. Oh, I just got a glass of water. Wow. Okay, so one of the reasons why I picked that spot, I forgot to say, is because I can see it from the kitchen window when I'm washing dishes. And if that does spread along the whole woods there, and I told the guys if they're doing the yard work to make sure it's kept back to like hedge size, but can spread along the woods there, then that will be so beautiful. Now that one is the highest scent, so it's really a strong scent. So I should be able to smell it from the kitchen window, like when I'm cooking or doing dishes, and then I can use those rose petals in homemade candles, homemade soap, potpourri, stuff like that. And my favorite homemade soap I make is the vanilla rose. So that's just going to get it even more natural. So I'm super excited about that. And that one is to represent my great-grandmother's heirloom rose bush. Now, Becky's rose bush, the double knockout, what is so fantastic about that one is it's a hybrid, but it's going to stay blossomed most of the seasons, obviously not winter, but it's going to stay blossomed most seasons, and it's going to knock its own roses off and replenish them without having to get in there and deadhead it. So it's super easy maintenance. The other thing is it's not going to spread a whole bunch, so it can be put in a place where you want some roses, but not like roses that take over your whole yard. Well, I've really been thinking about this one, and it's so special that Becky got it for me. And she had gotten me that autumn sedum last summer, and it come up again this year about this high, and then something gnawed it right off, and it grew right back, and it's about this high now, and it's not blossomed yet, but it's definitely going to make it, and it's definitely going to do a little bit better each year. And so I got to thinking, wouldn't it be awesome if I had like a little area where it was like all stuff that Becky sent me? And I know she was hoping that I was going to plant it against the house, but I cannot do that because I have a rock foundation and I can't have those roots poking at my foundation. But I'm going to get it nearish the house. So when people drive by, they'll be able to see it from the road, you know. It's going to be beautiful. So I am going to plant that with the autumn sedum. And I looked online and they're very compatible together. So I'm so excited about doing that. And that's going to be super, super special. Then the one from Corey, this Easy Lemon Zest. It didn't say anything about smelling like lemons. This one's a hybrid also, and this one's going to grow more like a mound. And so it didn't say anything about smelling like lemons, but it smells like a lemon and light rose combination scent. So that has a very, very unique scent. And that one is the smallest of the bushes that arrived. And it's going to stay fairly small from what I understand. It will grow in that mound, but it won't spread and it won't get super high. Okay, so it is now pouring. So I'm going to go inside and I guess we'll have to finish this adventure another day. Okay, it's been several days and the rose bush is doing wonderfully. I'm just going to go in and get that area trimmed back a little bit. Look how nice that is looking. It's really taken the transplant well. Nice and green. So this is where I'm going to plant Becky's. And I've used these shears to clip out a lot of the small trees. And there's hedges on the other side. And these big trees have grown up in amongst the hedges. It's only been 2 years since I come through here and cleaned out, but stuff just grows in all the time when you live in the woods. So Corey's going to bring out a chainsaw and he is going to cut all these extra trees out that have grown in here. And then down here we have this hedge that has died. And he's going to cut that out and I will plant the rose bush from him right there in the side of the bank. And then you'll be able to see on the road when you go by. And once Becky's bush gets some size to it, you'll be able to see that from the road when people go by too. And this is all of Corey's wood down in there. The reject lumber that I was telling you guys about. Yeah. Anyways, he's going to use that on projects before winter, so it'll get cleaned up. But I can't move that much wood. So this is the autumn sedum that Becky had gotten me. And as I had mentioned, the rose bushes grow well with this. So there's the sedum. I've got that tire around there so they don't mow over it. And then, like, let me see. Get you zoomed out. Okay, so there's the tire, and then there is the hole next to the tire for the rose bush that I have dug. So they'll be right together. I'll clean up all the brush, Corey. Just leave it. I'll clean up all the brush. And this is what Corey was doing, continuing to work on the pickup. Okay, let's put this knockout rose bush right into the ground. It is looking so good after it's had a week and a half at this point without going into the ground. And it's got all this new growth that has started on it. And it just looks even way healthier. So I'm glad it worked out like that.